Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video I'm going to be talking all about the new legendary artifact that you can get from the Dungeons & Dragons event, A Guide to Magic by Elminster. This is a exclusive time-limited legendary artifact. You won't be able to pick it up after the event ends, so I'm going to run through my thoughts on it so far. Before I get into that though, I do just want to say a huge thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. So if you are interested in getting involved in the game, please do remember to click the link in the description or the pinned comment and get involved today. So as I say, this artifact is only available throughout the course of this event, so you can pick it up for the same required currency as picking up a copy of Elminster himself. So it costs 240 of the Sage's chess pieces, and on paper it looks incredibly strong. I haven't had the chance to play with it yet, so I'm going to do that in this video today. So as you can see, it grants enlightenment and also increases the shield effect granted by this wearer by 25% and also increases their duration by 30%. So this is incredibly strong because Elminster's shields are all scaled from enlightenment and targets max HP. So for a start, the stats you're getting from this is going to increase the value of his shields. It's very similar to the way the Antonia's Tiara reacts in that, so also gives enlightenment but gives 15% more shield. From this, you're gaining an extra 10% and also you're gaining another 30 enlightenment off that as well. But the best bit about this is the increased duration by 30%. So as you can see on Elminster's battle skill, he grants shields for 5 seconds, and obviously with an additional 30% onto that, you're gaining a really high uptime on these shields, as with my current build with 76 skill haste, which maybe is a little bit too high. Some people would, it's probably a double roll on both runes and 2 skill haste sets, but even still getting his cooldown down to 8.7 seconds, you're maintaining a really high uptime on those shields. So the place I'm going to test this today is I'm going to run it through in a Vortex team on stage 4 just to see how it gets on. So there's no other healing in this team, it's all going to be down to Elminster's shields, and I just want to see how big they actually are and how long he can survive. So this is the first time I've actually seen this artifact in action. It was bugged on the test server, but I want to watch the healing here and see how much he's actually putting out. So it was bugged on the test server, and unfortunately when we claimed it, it just disappeared. So this is the first opportunity I've had to take it for a spin. I've done my dice pools on my main account and unfortunately not been lucky enough to get the artifact yet. My rolls were really low, so I've had to revert to testing this on the test server, but I am really excited to pick this up. One amazing thing to remember with this artifact is, as much as it's got Elminster's name in it and it keeps being referred to as an exclusive artifact, it's not exclusive. So you could use this artifact on any of your shield heroes. For example, you could use this artifact on your Adolphus, for example, or Nathaniel. There's lots of shield heroes in the game who are incredibly strong, who scale from resistance, and they will gain benefits, that 25% increase in shields and also the 30% increased duration. So as you can see here, the shields that he's actually putting out are huge, but the support in this team really isn't the best. I probably should have tested with a bit more of a tanky team that had attack penalty up consistently when it needed it, but I just threw it together with things that I had previously messed around and tested with already. I just wanted to see kind of the size of the shields he was putting out. What I would like to do though is do a bit of a test in the test dummy to see the size of his shields with and without this artifact, and also compare it to some of the shields that Adolphus is able to put out. So let's just scrap this Vortex run. It's really not showing us much other than the fact that the shields are massive, but unfortunately the boss does a lot of damage and we are not equipped to deal with that with this. They are very squishy. So if we jump over to the sparring pit, let's have a look at the shield sizes. So the drilling ground, sorry, not the sparring pit. So if we, let's just put this same team in because they're geared and we can look at the size of the shields that way. So first of all, if we change his artifact to the Antonia's Tiara, there we go. So just have a look at the build, 411 enlightenment in this build, and let's swap that to Aura as well. Right, let's drop this down to 1x speed. Unfortunately, we can't time his skill, it is on his battle skill. Here it comes, so 31,000 shield on himself with this artifact, and that lasts for 5 seconds. Flora's doing her thing and stopping us from cancelling the run. Right, so 31,000. I just want to check it one more time just to get the final number. So with the Antonia's Tiara, the shield value is 31,900, I think it was. It's really hard to see with them so stacked. We'll wait for one more cast just to confirm it. To position things a little bit better here. So 31,984. Right, so let's back out of this and we'll remember that number and change to the other artifact. I just want to see how much of a boost it's actually giving, as well as obviously giving that extra uptime before I give you my true opinion on this artifact. However, at the moment, I am incredibly impressed with the idea of it, and given the fact it works on everybody, I would be very, very sure to try and get your hands on this before it disappears. And obviously, once this event ends, you won't be able to actually collect that artifact. So 37,389, which may not sound like a huge difference, but in the grand scheme of things, you're going to be placing this shield every kind of 9 seconds or so once you've got some gear on your Elminster and you've got his skills upgraded, and it's lasting for around 6.5 seconds, which is huge. So the uptime of this shield is absolutely insane, and it's going to help you in so many different areas of the game. One of the big things that's worth considering as well is the pairing of Elminster and Adolphus together, with both these heroes providing large shields and Adolphus healing every time he shields somebody who's already shielded. You're basically, between the two of them, you're turning Adolphus into a crazy, very strong healer, whilst also covering your bases on debuffs such as attack penalty and accuracy penalty too, if that's important to you in the content you're facing. But as a shielder, I think the Elminster certainly has a huge potential, and the shields he's providing are really valuable. So I'm just going to keep this exact same team. I'm just going to swap the gear over to Adolphus and see the difference in the shields that Adolphus is able to put out with this new artifact as well. So let's pop in Adolphus. I just need to make sure I'm using the exact same gear for this. So 403 enlightenment in this build. Right. So with the Antonia's Tiara artifact, our Adolphus is putting out shields of 23,000 there. 28,208. So if we back out now and have a look at the difference with the new artifact, change to the new legendary artifact, equip that. We're now up to 433 enlightenment. So one thing that's really important with Adolphus is because of his shields being on his ultimate skill, 17.6 second cooldown, lasting for 10 seconds with an extra 30%. So we're getting 13 second shields, so only 4.6 seconds downtime with this current build, which is amazing, given the fact that Adolphus's shields are huge, and obviously he is able to heal a lot if he's shooting it into a target that's already shielded. So 28,000 on his battle skill, and 34,224, I believe that was, on his ultimate skill. So I think the value from this artifact maybe even outweighs the value of Elminster. It's such a huge addition to the game, really, having a specified shield artifact that's able to provide a huge amount of increase to not only your shielders, but the uptime of those shields as well. So if you are in the position to do so, I do recommend you try and pick up this artifact while the event is active, but do make sure you try and get a copy of Elminster too, as I think in Season 3, we're likely to see a pairing of Fire and Radiance, and the idea to me of using Garius with the staff and Elminster for his shields and his attack penalty is amazing to me. I think it's going to be a really strong combination for both Wild and Burn teams next season, and also Rally teams. So do keep an eye out, see what you can do. Remember, you can get 140 Sage's chess pieces from the events, so you will need a maximum of 55 dice to get both one copy of Elminster and the artifact. That is based on the worst possible luck of only getting 30 Sage's chess pieces every 5 dice pools. Unfortunately, my luck wasn't much better than that, so I've not got the artifact yet after pulling 52 dice, so I do have to wait for the remainder of the event, and then I will be able to test this out on my live account with my actual team, and obviously throw Elminster into those as well to see how he gets on, hopefully in time before the last boss of the season, so I can test him out there. But overall, I am incredibly impressed with this new artifact. I can't wait to pick it up on my main account, and I think it will be a game changer for so many people and really boost the value of these shielding champions like Adolphus, like Nathaniel, and of course Elminster as well. So that is all for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are interested in getting involved in Dragonheir, if you're not already playing, please do remember to hit the link in the description and the pinned comment. And once again, just a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Dragonheir Silent Gods. And I'll see you in the next video.